St. Ignatius of Loyola. Our saint today is one who is known mostly for his founding an order respected by us all, the Society of Jesus, the Jesuits. St. Ignatius of Loyola in 1521 was on his way to a military fame and fortune when a cannonball shattered his leg. The need for much recuperation caused him to resort to reading a life of Christ and the saints. His conscience was deeply touched, and a long, painful turning to Christ began. In the course of his conversion, he visited many shrines in Spain, one of which was in Manresa. After a period of real peace of mind, he went through a harrowing trial of scruples in which no comfort was found in anything: prayer, fasting, sacraments, penance. At length, his peace of mind returned, and his life of serving the Lord followed. It was during this year of conversion that he began to write down material that later became his greatest work, the spiritual exercises. He spent the next 11 years in various European universities, not really his thing, but did what was necessary, including learning Latin, and at the age of 43, received his Master of Arts degree. While a student in Paris, he became very friendly with 6 fellow divinity students, one of whom was Saint Francis Xavier. In 1534, these friends and Ignatius took a vow of chastity and poverty in a chapel in Paris. They considered founding of the Society of Jesus. 3 years later, the 7, plus a couple more, went to Venice and were ordained the first Jesuits. The mention of Manresa brought to mind another special servant of the Lord, our great uncle, Father John William Hines, also a Jesuit. Though their lives were 2 or 3 centuries apart, St. Ignatius and Father Hines, who we called Uncle John, had similarities. The special similarity was especially admired was Ignatius, the founding the society that was to play a prominent part in the Catholic Reformation. And Father Hines was involved in one ministry he loved the most, the retreat house for men in Convent, Louisiana. It was called Manresa, and his work to bring more and more men there annually only ended when he died in 1953 at age 67. I was only 8 years old, but I remember him, and he was such a good influence on my life. Father Hines played a prominent part in what we could certainly be called the reformation of the retreat house in Manresa, and so in many men's closeness to Jesus. Both were people to look up to, and finding likenesses to canonized saints isn't a bad way to become holy ourselves. Thank you.